Hey, Lindsay, did you hear Josh Okogie starting?
Really?
Are we allowed to even talk about him on the show?
Ooh, I don't know about that. What's up, everybody? Welcome in to the PHNX Suns pregame show, brought to you by Gila River Resorts and Casinos. You do you at Gila River Resorts and Casinos. Visit play@gila.com for more information. Thank you all for being here. We appreciate you. We see you all in the chat. Keep your comments rolling in. I'm Lindsay. That's Gerald. That's Steven. That's Eric. And tonight, you guys, the Phoenix Suns, will face off against the Oklahoma City Thunder. Are you ready?
I hope so. I'm ready.
I'm
I hope
always
they're ready.
Suns basketball, even if half the team is out.
Yeah, we're
I
ready.
don't care about none of that. It's basketball. It's exciting. This is two of the best teams in the NBA, especially and specifically in the West. Going up against each other, even if not fully healthy on either side. This is great basketball. It's a great opportunity for both teams. I'm ready to see about it.
I'm a little nervous.
It's fair.
I'm not going to lie.
Mhm.
We are down quite a few bodies. I feel like we should go ahead and just start with the injury report, since that is the biggest topic for tonight's game. On the Suns side of things, we got quite a few guys on this list. Kevin Durant obviously remains out. Bradley Beal is also out for this one with a left calf contusion. Colin Gillespie is out with the right ankle fracture. Grayson Allen, who was questionable coming into tonight's game with right hamstring soreness, is out. Jusuf Nurkic, however, who was questionable with left ankle sprain, is available. On the Thunder side of things, just as hefty as the Suns, Chet Holmgren is out. Alex Caruso is out. Isaiah Hartenstein is out. Jalen Williams is out. And Nikola Topic is out as well. That is probably the biggest injury report we've had definitely all season, but even maybe farther back.
The only one that's longer is the Memphis Grizzlies, who happen to lose their entire roster twice over every single year. I remember making that injury report graphic last year and literally not having enough room to fit everybody on there. So wait until we play them on New Year's Eve. First we take over, go phnx.com/events. But I'm sure that injury report will be just as long.
Hopefully not on our side.
No, I mean, I hope not.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is rough. Get ready to learn more double teams, Devin Booker.
Yes, absolutely.
And they haven't cared about sending double teams at him in the past 2 years anyway. Picking him up 94 feet with 3 players at times.
Yep.
It does. They're gonna do a lot of fun things defensively against Devin Booker tonight. Fun challenge for the Suns ahead on figuring out how to operate around that though and still be efficient and effective.
Wasn't OKC the team that doubled Book after the tip?
Yes,
my point
they did.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yep.
My point exactly.
I remember like screenshot that'd be like, I've never seen this before. I've never seen an NBA player literally off of the tip off get
And
double
the
teamed.
craziest part about that, it's not like they don't have multiple people that could be viable guarding him individually. They're just very special. This is why Mark Daigneault is so much fun as a coach. He does some very nuanced things, not unlike Eric Spoelstra, Nick Nurse, et cetera, defensively. He just has this not you or anybody but you perspective and template when going up against Devin Booker, even if he's on the court with Bradley Beal and Kevin Durant at times.
Well, that's the big thing about this injury report is Alex Caruso being out, because that was somebody who I was looking at like, oh man, if he's able to play with Mark Daigneault's system and everything, that was going to be really tough on Book. And obviously they're missing all of their centers too. So there are definite weaknesses on this team, even if, you know, all the focus is going to be on Book. Like, this is not a team that their firepower just completely outmatches Phoenix to this level where just put it in the books. It can't happen. Suns can't win tonight. They definitely can win tonight.
Yeah, they can. They're going to need Book to be in very top form tonight. They're going to need to make threes. We talked about this the other night, especially with the way that the Kings doubled Devin Booker. They needed to hit their threes, and they didn't for the second matchup in a row against Sacramento, and that, you know, made it to where Sacramento didn't have to adjust course and they could continue to send doubles without being punished for it. This Thunder team, you're going to have to make your threes against this team, and you're going to have to generate good ones because they're top 5 in opponent 3-point percentage in terms of the number that they hold their opponents to. So Suns have their hands full. It's not out of the question, but this is a really tough matchup to be this shorthanded without, Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, and Grayson Allen, who I would argue are the 3 guys you want one pass away from Book when he is getting doubled.
And 2 big things to both of you two's points. Rebounding the basketball has to be overemphasized. You have to gain rebound, and you have to win that margin by double digits to have a chance to win this game or contend in the end. And then the other big thing, which was not in their favor against the Kings, turnovers. They have to be efficient with the passes that they do make. They can't let this Oklahoma City Thunder team get in transition. They're one of the best attacks in transition comprehensively across multiple lineup constructs. And if they can shrink that margin, not allow for as much on that, and also get it in turn on their end, those are 2 of maybe the biggest margins for them to look at this game.
I went back and watched this past Kings game just to see what could the Suns do differently. To your guys' points again, Gerald, that hitting open shots is really important. Like, they generated really good looks. I mean, Devin Booker was seeing 2, 3, 4 bodies at a time sometimes, and he was making the right pass. A couple times he's a little slow, some turnovers, but overall making the right play. The shots just weren't going in. And if you're going to beat a team like the Thunder tonight, you need your role players to step up, hit those open shots, and you need to survive the non-Booker minutes, which was actually something they did a really good job of doing against the Kings. So if you can continue to win those minutes or not lose by a large margin when Book's not playing, and then when he is on the court, utilize, like, as nice as it would be to have a Kevin Durant, Bradley Beal, Grayson Allen, and it'd be easier, Lindsay, when all the focus is on Devin Booker, life should still be pretty easy for everybody around them. So if they can capitalize on that, then the Suns can hang in this game.
Yeah, I mean, Roderick said it best in the chat. Book got to be on God mode, or, in my opinion, maybe role player is going to have to play great tonight. And we already know that a few of them have been given the nod to get the start in this one. Our starters are going to be Tyus Jones, Devin Booker, Josh Okogie, Ryan Dunn, and Jusuf Nurkic. I mean, Josh Okogie did have a great game the last time the Suns went out there. I think, what is it, Wednesday at this point? Today's Friday, right? You never know what day of the week it is.
Right.
But J.O. had a great game. So hopefully we get a continuation of that. How do you think Josh Okogie in the starting lineup should fare against the Thunder?
I like him in the starting lineup, especially because you look at the Thunder without their centers, they're going ultra small. I think their tallest player is 6'6". So having J.O.'s defense and switchability against a smaller lineup should help there. I like because he is a downhill threat. He likes to get downhill and attack the basket. That's something that the Thunder have been good about, keeping opponents out of the paint with their points in the paint, but they don't have a rim protector out there. So having J.O.'s aggression in that sense should help. And I like this because this is something Mike Budenholzer has talked about with certain guys when we've asked about, Colin Gillespie getting minutes or J.O. getting minutes recently. He's, very big on, this guy has been putting together good practices. He's put together a good training camp. And so we're going to reward guys for that when they show us things in practice. And so J.O. is apparently one of those guys. So I'm happy he's getting this opportunity with the way that he's played so far.
I am not looking at Josh Okogie to score 25 points tonight.
No.
In fact, I don't want Josh Okogie to be your most prolific offensive option tonight, but I want to continue to see the confidence like you mentioned. And you can tell from the moment that he checked in for the first time this season coming off of his injury that he has been confident and he has been putting the work in, and that's never been a question with him. And now he gets his opportunity. I love the combination of Okogie and Dunn sharing the floor, which a month ago, if we had said that, yeah, that's a viable option,
right,
Okogie and Dunn, nobody would have believed that. But Dunn's shooting, and now if Okogie's able to, not be as much of a liability on offense, that's a defensive matchup, Steven, where you have your perimeter and interior defense and instincts off of the charts. That's so much fun to watch.
Yeah, Okogie and Dunn are interchangeable defensively. And I think there's value in that for this team that needs the perimeter defense, that needs people that can stay in front of the ball to allow for everybody else around them to stay in their natural defensive positions. And there's trickle-down effect, and when it's positive, the same way that there's trickle-down effect when it's negative for you. So I think just having more accountability on the ball and more activity, both of those two are two of the more active in terms of off-ball activity with defense and being physical, all of which you need against this Oklahoma City Thunder team. And for the game that we saw against the Kings, when Josh Okogie was with that starting group that is the starting unit tonight, they were only -1. And I think that says a lot considering how we saw that game go on Wednesday night. So I think this is a good dice roll from Mike Budenholzer, who continues to adapt to the situation that he's in and doesn't have preset things as an end-all, be-all. I think that's great feel as a coach. Not saying it's going to result in a win tonight per se, but I think it gives them chances, and you like to see a coach that's thinking outside the box for a situation that's outside the box.
Lindsay, you mentioned you wish that they started Josh Okogie in the second half against the Kings.
Well, yeah, because in the third quarter, they kind of came out and were a little bit flat, and Josh, when he came back in that third quarter, brought again a jolt of energy. So, I mean, coulda, shoulda, woulda, though. Am I right?
Yeah, but it's good to see him, to your point, correct course and reward a guy for bringing that jolt of energy and saying we're going to have that in our lineup from the start. And I think part of it, too, is he's been on record as saying that he likes what Royce O'Neal brings off the bench in that role as the blue-collar boy off the bench.
Right.
So,
and we talked about that even when Ryan Dunn first got the start when the injuries first started with Kevin Durant, keeping Royce O'Neal in that role coming off the bench, and that's why Ryan Dunn got that start the first time around.
Yeah, absolutely. Should we talk about the biggest factor in tonight's game, though? Because I feel like we didn't really talk about Nurk much in the post-game show the other night. He did not have a good night.
He didn't.
He's dealing with that ankle sprain. He is going to play tonight. He was questionable.
Which I kind of feel like they should have kept him out on Wednesday night's game.
They might.
He was already, like, it was weird that he was questionable, then missed half a game, then questionable again, then played, wasn't on the injury report, then questionable again today. I don't really love what's going on with Nurk. It feels sus.
I don't either, but this is a game that is, it's not make or break, but it's feast or famine, this type of game from Nurk. And this matchup in particular, because the Thunder are going to go small. They don't have any traditional centers that are really going to play ample minutes. So this is an opportunity for Nurk to be an absolute beast on the offensive glass. The Thunder are dead last in opponent offensive rebounds. They give up about 13.5 a game, and they're 28th in opponent second chance points, giving up just under 17 a night. So if can stay on the court, he can really beat them up on the glass, because the last year he played the Thunder with Chet, he had 30 plus rebounds in that game. This is a game where he can thrive against a smaller lineup, but he's going to have to stay on the floor defensively. They are going to spread him out. We've seen the Suns struggle when they're going up against stretch fives. So having a bunch of wings out there, it's going to be hard to hide him on defense if he can't hold up.
And in games where you're missing three of your most prolific offensive options, getting those second chances and getting easy looks around the rim. I mean, you go back, you watch that Kings game, there were so many times where Nurk was turning the ball over in the paint, wasn't able to really get anything going. And if they were able to establish an easier inside presence or a more consistent one, then eyes would be a little bit less on Devin Booker and on the shooters on the perimeter. So he can open up a lot, but it's a little worrying to say, hey, this is going to be a fast-paced game with basically all small ball. And Nurk's injury is a lower body injury, which is going to affect your ability to run and be agile and defend on the perimeter, which is something he's going to have to do more of tonight. So I'm interested to see how long of a leash he is going to have.
They're Oklahoma City's two most used lineups, especially the first of those two. Their rebounding percentage is 39.4. Obviously, it's all fives. Obviously, it's an advantage that they've conceded to opponents with this lineup construct that they're leaning into, while they're operating without any semblance of a center in their main rotation. Suns have to win that margin, have to make that advantage be game shifting. They can't just be a marginal advantage. They have to take it and run with it, literally and figuratively. I think that Budenholzer teams aren't typically expected to attack the offensive glass and err on caution to getting back in transition defense, but this is a game where you're rolling the dice. You got to go outside the box. You have to make them pay for having smaller guards all over the floor. Take advantage of the one center that you are playing in your starting unit and let him be big. It doesn't take too much nimbleness with this activity for him to just be a physical presence. And it might not necessarily be him grabbing all the offensive rebounds. If they have to sandwich box him out with an initial guard underneath and someone else over the top, that means that there's four other players on the Suns, one of which should have an opportunity to crash the glass and have a free roll to the basket to have an opportunity there. You have to win that margin tonight.
And we saw Okogie be a beast on the offensive glass, and Ryan Dunn able to grab a couple as well against the Kings with those two, with Nurk in the starting lineup. And if you're not, winning your rebounding battle with Nurk, I do feel confident with their small ball options as far as rebounding goes. I would like to see some small versus small lineups going on tonight. I think that'd be really fun.
I think you have to be willing to pivot, especially if those Nurk Plumlee lineups don't go well. You have to look at Oso. You have to look at other. It sucks that you don't have Kevin Durant for this type of thing, though.
So pivoting, could we see some Bol Bol tonight? A couple of comments in the chat, and by a couple I mean quite a few. Lucas said they're small. Bol Bol should get some minutes. Long John Silver, what's up, Long John? They said you would think they'd use Bol more to spread the floor in this one. Is this a Bol Bol?
I don't think
so. So, okay. Steven and I recorded about 20 minutes talking about Bol Bol earlier today. We are going to release that tomorrow at 10 a.m. in your audio feeds and on YouTube, discussing if the Phoenix Suns are not giving Bol Bol a fair chance. I don't think Bol's imposing enough on the offensive rebounds or on the glass in general. He doesn't really play big, and I don't think he's going to get in. If he was going to get in, it would have been earlier in the game against the Kings. And I think the only way he sees the court tonight is if it's a blowout either way. I'm sorry. I'm not saying it wouldn't be fun, but you have to accept reality at some point, and that is what we are being shown.
Yeah, I don't see it. I just don't think that defensively he's the type of player Bud wants out there with all five smalls and not even just the small construct, but the literal template for offense that Mark Daigneault runs. It's just not ideal for what Bol would be bringing in terms of positivity to the game. I just don't see it.
Yeah, it feels like Bol Bol minutes would be untenable tonight.
Yeah,
Stop.
Unfortunately. Sorry, guys. No Bol Bol in this one, likely, unless it's a blowout one way or the other.
Yeah.
All right. It is, though, the second NBA Cup game as far as group play goes for the Phoenix Suns. So a quick reminder of the group that the Suns are in. We've got Oklahoma, obviously. We've got the Lakers, Jazz, and the Spurs. So this is our second away game. The next two games will be at home, not next week, but the week after. And that'll wrap up group play for the Suns. So when we played our first NBA Cup group play game, a lot of people in the chat were like, can you kind of break down exactly how the in-season tournament works this year? And it's similar, almost the exact same as last year. It's just couple things are a little different. But basically, you have the group play where you play 4 games against everyone in your group, and whoever has the best record out of all 6 groups moves on. And then you have 2 wild cards who will also advance into the knockout round. And the knockout round will then be single elimination games. You've got the quarterfinals, which will be played on Tuesday, December 10th, and Wednesday, December 11th. And you have the semifinals, which will be played on December 14th in Vegas, and then the championship, which is December 17th, also in Vegas. So that's it's pretty simple. Honestly, it's just a group play part where I guess if you're looking at tiebreakers and stuff, that's where the point differential kind of comes into play. There's a couple additional tiebreakers in there if they need to look at it. But basically, you just want to win these games, and you want to win them by a lot.
Yeah, exactly. Just add up the point differential, because that's how the Suns got in last year as one of the wild card teams. They had a similar record to another team that was in contention for that wild card spot, several teams, because again, you've only got a sample size of 4 games here. So some teams are inevitably going to be 3-1 fighting for that spot. So that's where the point differential will matter. So it's kind of a fun little twist on, a normal tournament style type of thing. And it's also important to remember that if the Suns do not qualify for the tournament, they'll have 2 regular season games to make up during that week when all of these tournament games are going on. And even if they make it there but don't make it to the semifinal, then they'll have 1 game to reschedule. So our schedule and the Suns schedule for that week will kind of be up in the air based on how they do in these tournament games.
Yeah, basically the start of the second week of December through the 17th. You the Suns will play at least twice in there.
Yes.
You're just going to have to wait to find out what days.
And to that point, last season, the Suns lost obviously to the Lakers once the tournament portion of it started. They had an additional game. I think it was on a Friday. They played Sacramento.
Right.
It was an extra game added on.
Yes.
So, yeah.
Just be on the lookout for...
There's a lot of unpredictability coming, so...
Yeah.
We'll be here for all of it,
Stay tuned. Yeah, stay tapped in with us. We'll keep you informed while also learning ourselves as things
All right.
develop.
We have a super chat from Submerged Suns fan. Thank you so much. They said, I believe they'll pull this one through. Book will go beast mode and Dunn will lock them down. Fingers crossed, Submerged Suns fan. Also, they said, by the way, where'd you get those fire beanies? I hope you're talking about mine.
You are the
what
only
other
person
beanies?
wearing a beanie.
You never know. You guys always
Nice
try to
beanie,
talk trash
Steven.
about my beanies.
I like your beanie.
Nice
Eric.
beanie, Eric.
I'll
Thank
drop
you.
it in the
Nice
comments
beanie,
for
Gerald.
you, Submerged Suns fan.
Nice beanie.
Mine sucks.
I will drop it in the comments for you. Thank
Yeah.
you for your super chat, though. Eric, what are the guys wearing in this one?
Oh, you'll never believe it.
No way.
No way, they're wearing their White Association Edition jerseys. What a surprise.
Crazy.
Oh, no. The Thunder wearing their orange base jersey with blue and white accents. And I believe the Thunder's NBA Cup court is blue.
Okay.
So I believe it's a blue, orange, and white. That's going to be on
Can
your
I
screen
just say
today.
I hate these Thunder jerseys?
Yeah, I think you could just insert
The
that on basically
color?
any Thunder jersey.
No, but this color is not it.
It's very.
It's like pick a lane. Are you orange? Are you pink? Are you what are? It's not it. I don't like it.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of it.
Are you trying to be a? I don't know.
You
I
hate the
it.
court too, right?
Probably because it's blue.
See, I
I
love
don't really
blue.
love the blue.
Can you see
or
that?
the
I
red.
kind of like the
Yeah.
court. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll see what it looks like on TV. The problem
That's
with
true.
these courts is that on the pictures, in the graphics, in real life, they look great. They're super cool. And then you watch it on TV and you feel like you're going to have a seizure.
Yeah, that's fair. The TV
Like, that's the
element
hard
is.
part of it.
Yeah.
And the blue and the red ones are the biggest culprits, in my opinion, for that.
Can I ask a question? Why do we have these City Edition jerseys if they only wear them like 10 times?
Great question,
have
because they're
82
always
games.
the best ones. And it's like, can we please see them more?
Well, especially the Suns ones, which they just did the whole launch and
Yeah.
release of. I mean, I'm so
We'll talk
excited.
more about that post game.
I'm
Yeah.
so excited to see all of that. I need them to wear it every day.
But
Well,
10
we get
times.
to see it next week.
That's
I think
nice.
is our first time. All right. Who you guys got tonight and by how much?
I have the Thunder.
Oh,
no.
man.
I got the Thunder by 8.
Oh, no.
I got the Thunder by 10.
I have the Thunder by 4, but now I feel bad. I feel like one of us should have
I
picked
was
the Suns.
I
expecting
have
that
the Thunder
graphic.
by 7.
I can't believe Lindsay even folded.
Yeah,
Bro,
that's
just-
crazy.
Just
That's a
wait.
surprise, dude.
Just
That's-
wait. It gets even
Uh-oh.
worse.
I mean, we can't go all season with all of us picking the Suns. We
I-
got to be
that's true.
somewhat
And
realistic.
Even-
most of the time,
Correct.
even if I feel like it's questionable, I'm going to roll with the Suns. I just have zero confidence tonight.
This one's a tough one. OKC is good, even
They
without
are.
centers. They're good.
Didn't OKC sweep the season series last year against us?
Pretty sure. And one of those
Who
games, they
was
did
that?
it with Shai on the sideline.
Correct.
So
well,
this
to
is a
be
good
fair, I
team.
think Book
Yep.
only played in one of the games last year, too,
Yeah.
if I recall
One or
correctly.
two.
I think he played
Yeah.
in 2 and he was out for 2. Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
anyway, not looking great for how optimistic we're supposed to be this year. But what do our friends at Bet365 think, Steven? What does the spread and the money line and all that look like here?
Well, close your eyes, Suns fans. The money line is minus 320 for the home Oklahoma City Thunder, and their spread is -8, and it's plus 260 for the Suns on the money line, and their spread is +8. So things are heavily in favor of the home Thunder. I do think the score is going to match that, so be wise with your money out there if this is what you decide to, put it forth on and cash in.
Yes. All right. It's time for our pregame picks presented by Bet365. Download the Bet365 app. Use that code PHNX365 when you sign up and find out why, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. I'll start us off tonight because I'm a full-blown trader. I took the Thunder
Oh!
to win. I took an alternative spread, -6. It's a -150. But y'all, I just couldn't. With all of these injuries, and I feel like I already second-guess every bet that I have
Yeah.
as far as like who's going to... I couldn't do it.
Just wanted a
I
W.
couldn't do it. Plus, I only have like $1 to my name. I'm not trying to get into the
$11
negative.
to your name, right?
No, I
think I
that's
have
right.
$1.
Yeah.
Okay,
She's J.
here's the
Cole
thing.
over here with a dollar in a
Get to
dream.
know
So
Red.
give me my whole lot with $6.17 with the
I don't think the problem is the fact that you took the Thunder. It's the fact that you've stabbed the Suns in the back for
I know.
minus odds.
I
For
know.
minus 150
I
odds,
legitimate-
Lindsay.
But here's the thing, like I was looking even at like, okay, what if Book does go off or could I look at some OKC players or whatever? But then at the same time, it's like, okay, well, there's a potential it could be a blowout and a really bad one. And then all of OKC's bench comes out and we still don't hit.
Mhm.
You
I'm
know,
not saying
so
I don't get
just-
the bet,
It
but
just didn't
man.
feel good, so it's all I went with. I'm sorry. Who wants to go next?
I can go. I can go now. Let's get some positive energy flowing in here, at least in the first quarter.
Right.
This was a boosted pick thanks to our friends over at Bet365. Devin Booker to get 7+ points in the first quarter and 3+ assists in the first quarter. You add all of that together at a +500.
Nice.
Okay. That's a good one.
It was a +450 before, so it moves up.
Got a little
50.
boost. We
What's
love the
Espo's
boost.
bet?
Espo's bet? What is Espo going? Oh, Devin Booker 10 or more assists tonight at a +700.
Okay.
I hope he doesn't.
I hate when we have to root for the same things.
The hardest part is like, I want Devin to have more than 10 assists, but I don't want Espo to win a +$700 bet or $700 bet.
He's done it in 2 of the last 4 games.
very
But again,
true.
Suns are going to need to make some threes for that to happen.
This is very true.
Steven, what you got tonight?
Take a deep breath, everybody.
This is the best bet ever. This is the best bet ever.
We are here. If we're doing this thing, we're going all the way 10 toes down with
Oh my gosh.
The Thunder lead the league in deflections. They have multiple league-leading deflectors in the top 10 individually.
Mm-hmm.
I have Lou Dort at +1.5 stocks. I also have Shai Gilgeous-Alexander at +2.5 stocks. And in addition to that, I have Jalen Williams at +2.5 stocks as well. In addition to that, Lou Dort has been knocking down his threes in an insane manner to start this season. He's averaging 3 makes a game. I have him at +2.5. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is one of the league's best scorers. He gets scoring from every dynamic of the game, including pull-up threes this season, which is something to look out for. I have him at 35 or more points. Jalen Williams is playing center for the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yep.
I have him doing everything at points, rebounds, and assists over 35.5. He's averaging 29. He's averaging 30 points in these last 2 games.
Yep.
I think he's doing everything for the Thunder in this game. And then look at the Suns side of things. I do think that Jusuf Nurkic stumbles his way into 10 rebounds. This is why I feel like him not being fully healthy still doesn't impact his ability to grab rebounds. And then the other big one, Tyus Jones is finding his groove on offense. I think Devin Booker is going to see a lot of double teams. That means he won't be initiating as much now. Tyus Jones is going to be in that role. I think he gets 7 or more assists tonight.
The logic is sound across the board. You're going to need a lot of Suns turnovers tonight.
Yeah.
You guys, that is a +22,500 bet. And you want to know what the return on a $10 bet for that is? Because on Bet365, anything over a 3-leg parlay also gets a 30% profit boost. If Steven hits this bet tonight, he's going to win $2,925.
He'd win. He'd win.
We would have to just call this competition right now.
See, this is what I would be doing if I was playing in the bets, because you only have to hit one time all season and you win.
Here's what's going to rock.
But look at the odds of him winning, though.
One time all season and you win. You got 82 chances.
What's going to rock is all of those are going to hit except for one.
You watch your mouth. Like I said, we got this little $10.
What would you rather?
Honestly, Steven, like you deserve to hit this. If this bet hits, like
it's over.
You get all the credit.
Man, we've been preaching about how close I've been in almost every game this season, outside of maybe 2.
And so you just said I'm not going to take a parlay leg away. I'm going to add 5 more.
No,
doubling down.
Swing for the fence.
I like it. I'm with it. I'm rooting for you, to be honest with you.
Low key, same. I mean, as much as it would suck, it would be awesome if you hit this.
But also, can I borrow $1?
Yeah. Facts.
Talk to me after the game.
Okay.
Said I got the dream.
Well, if you want to copy Steven's bet, don't forget to download the Bet365 app and sign up using that promo code PHNX365. Just a disclaimer, though, you do have to be 21 and older and physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP, text NEXT STEP to 53342, or visit problemgambling.az.gov. Looking at you, whoever in the chat said this is what your bets look like every night. Just kidding. It's all love. All right, that'll do it for us here on the pregame show. Thank you guys for joining us. Don't forget to meet us right back here after the game wraps up for the postgame show. Okay, bye.
We all silly like the mayor.